love myself every day. I love myself more and more every day. I notice that I love myself more and more every day. I love the way I look every day. I love the way I look more and more. The more I love myself, the more absolute beauty I manifest. The more I love the way I look, the more absolute beauty I manifest. I have absolute divine beauty. My beauty is otherworldly. My beauty is ethereal. My beauty is infinite. My beauty has no limits. My absolute beauty has no equal. My absolute beauty is increasing every day. My beauty is breathtaking. My beauty is drop dead gorgeous. No person alive can hope to match my beauty. My beauty is mystical, ethereal, and otherworldly. I am so beautiful. I put supermodel to shame just by waking up out of bed. No one, no matter how different their beauty standards may be, nobody can deny my beauty. People I am attracted to think I am the most beautiful and attractive person on the planet. People I am attracted to throw themselves at me and practically drool over my absolute beauty. People constantly compliment me on my absolute divine beauty. Every feature I have is divinely beautiful. My absolute divine beauty garners people's attention. People stop and stare at me because I am so divinely beautiful. People can't even think straight when they see me because they are mesmerized and awed by my absolute divine beauty. My beauty is so otherworldly that the most attractive people on the planet can't even hope to keep up with my divine otherworldly ethereal absolute beauty. My beauty is unfair. My beauty makes it impossible for a person to keep up with me in the area of physical attraction. My beauty is so powerful that it is impossible for me to look at under any circumstance at my absolute worst. I look like a supermodel on their best day. I am exceptionally beautiful. I am divinely beautiful. Everybody sees me as flawless and perfect. My beauty is otherworldly and inhuman. I am inhumanly beautiful. I am impossibly beautiful. I am drop dead gorgeous. Everybody is awed by my presence. I am spoken as a heavenly beauty. The first impression people have of me is how divinely beautiful and attractive. I am ridiculously attractive to the point where people compare me to beautiful ethereal beings. I am radiantly beautiful. Everybody that I find attractive wants to desperately have sex with me. Anybody I come into contact with thinks I am extremely beautiful and completely anybody I find attractive worships the ground I walk on. My beauty is so divine and otherworldly that it makes me rare and one of a kind. I am so divinely beautiful that gorgeous is an insult to my beauty. I am so beautiful that everybody loses control of themselves simply by looking at me. People could stare at me for hours. People desperately want to be around me. I am the most beautiful person on the planet. My beauty is so otherworldly and mystical that nobody can even come close to being as attractive as I am. I have Aphrodite's blessing. Everybody says I am so beautiful. I had to have been blessed with Aphrodite's blessing. Everywhere I go, people describe me as divine, flawless, perfect, and beautiful beyond comprehension. My beauty is so great it's almost impossible to comprehend. My beauty is so great that it is impossible to describe my beauty. My beauty is indescribably. Everybody falls in love with me from first glance or first impression. People have of me is that I am the most attractive and beautiful person they have ever met. Everywhere I go, I have the halo effect. No matter where I go, I get free stuff because of my looks. People can't stop talking about how physically beautiful I am. I look exactly the way I want to. I am happy with my looks. The first thing people notice about me is how divinely beautiful I am. I radiate the art of divine beauty. I am a candy. People I am attracted to treat me the way they treat their celebrity crushes. People I am attracted to give me their undivided attention and are desperate to have sex with me. I love myself every day. I love myself more and more every day. I notice that I love myself more and more every day. I love the way I look every day. I love the way I look more and more. The more I love myself, the more absolute beauty I manifest. The more I love the way I look, the more absolute beauty I manifest. I have absolute My beauty is so powerful that it is impossible for me to look at under any circumstance at my absolute worst. I look like a supermodel on their best day. I am exceptionally beautiful. I am divinely beautiful. Everybody sees me as flawless and perfect. My beauty is otherworldly and inhuman. I am inhumanly beautiful. I am impossibly beautiful. I am drop dead gorgeous. Everybody is awed by my presence. I am spoken as a heavenly beauty. The first impression people have of me is how divinely beautiful and attractive. I am ridiculously attractive to the point where people compare me to beautiful ethereal beings. I am radiantly beautiful. Everybody that I find attractive wants to desperately have sex with me. Anybody I come into contact with thinks I am extremely beautiful and compliments me. Anybody I find attractive worships the ground I walk on. My beauty is so divine and otherworldly that it makes me rare and one of a kind. I am so divinely beautiful that gorgeous is an insult to my beauty. I am so beautiful that everybody loses control of themselves simply by looking at me. People could stare at me for hours. People desperately want to be around me. I am the most beautiful person on the planet. My beauty is so otherworldly and mystical that nobody can even come close to being as attractive as I am. I have Aphrodite's blessing. Everybody says I am so beautiful. I had to have been blessed with Aphrodite's blessing. Everywhere I go, people describe me as divine, flawless, perfect, and beautiful beyond comprehension. My beauty is so great it's almost impossible to comprehend. My beauty is so great that it is impossible to describe my beauty. My beauty is indescribably. Everybody falls in love with me from first glance. The first impression people have of me is that I am the most attractive and beautiful person they have ever met. Everywhere I go, I have the halo effect. No matter where I go, I get free stuff because of my looks. People can't stop talking about how physically beautiful I am. I look exactly the way I want to. I am happy with my looks. The first thing people notice about me is how divinely beautiful I am. I radiate an aura of divine beauty. I am a candy. People I am attracted to treat me the way they treat their celebrity crushes. People I am attracted to give me their undivided attention and are desperate to have sex with me. I love myself every day. I love myself more and more every day. I notice that I love myself more and more every day. I love the way I look every day. I love the way I look more and more. The more I love myself, the more absolute beauty I manifest. The more I love the way I look, the more absolute beauty I manifest. I have absolute divine beauty. My beauty is otherworldly. My beauty is ethereal. My beauty is infinite. My beauty has no limits. My absolute beauty has no equal. My absolute beauty is increasing every day. My beauty is breathtaking. My beauty is drop dead gorgeous. No person alive can hope to match my beauty. My beauty is mystical, ethereal, and otherworldly. I am so beautiful. I put supermodels to shame just by waking up out of bed. No one, no matter how different their beauty standards may be, nobody can deny my beauty. People I am attracted to think I am the most beautiful and attractive person on the planet. People I am attracted to throw themselves at me and practically drool over my absolute beauty. People constantly compliment me on my absolute divine beauty. Every feature I have is divinely beautiful. My absolute divine beauty garners people's attention. People stop and stare at me because I am so divinely beautiful. People can't even think straight when they see me because they are mesmerized and awed by my absolute divine beauty. My beauty is so otherworldly that the most attractive people on the planet can't even hope to keep up with my divine otherworldly ethereal absolute beauty. My beauty is unfair. My beauty makes it impossible for a person to keep up with me in the area of physical attraction. My beauty is so powerful that it is impossible for me to look bad under any circumstance. At my absolute worst, I look like a supermodel on their best day. I am exceptionally beautiful. I am divinely beautiful. Everybody sees me as flawless and perfect. My beauty is otherworldly and inhuman. I am inhumanly beautiful. I am impossibly beautiful. I am drop dead gorgeous. Everybody is awed by my presence. I am spoken as a heavenly beauty. The first impression people have of me is how divinely beautiful and attractive. I am ridiculously attractive to the point where people compare me to beautiful ethereal beings. I am radiantly beautiful. Everybody that I find attractive wants to desperately have sex with me. Anybody I come into contact with thinks I am extremely beautiful and compliments me. Anybody I find attractive worships the ground I walk on. My beauty is so divine and otherworldly that it makes me rare and one of a kind. I am so divinely beautiful that gorgeous is an insult to my beauty. I am so beautiful that everybody loses control of themselves simply by looking at me. People could stare at me for hours. People desperately want to be around me. I am the most beautiful person on the planet. My beauty is so otherworldly and mystical that nobody can even come close to being as attractive as I am. I had Aphrodite's blessing. Everybody says I am so beautiful. I had to have been blessed with Aphrodite's blessing. Everywhere I go, people describe me as divine, flawless, perfect, and beautiful beyond comprehension. My beauty is so great it's almost impossible to comprehend. My beauty is so great that it is impossible to describe. My beauty is indescribably. Everybody falls in love with me from first glance. The first impression people have of me is that I am the most attractive and beautiful person they have ever met. Everywhere I go, I have the halo effect. No matter where I go, I get free stuff because of my looks. People can't stop talking about how physically beautiful I am. I look exactly the way I want to. I am happy with my looks. The first thing people notice about me is how divinely beautiful I am. I radiate more of divine beauty. I am a candy. People I am attracted to treat me the way they treat their celebrity crushes. People I am attracted to give me their undivided attention and are desperate to have sex with me. I love myself every day. I love myself more and more every day. I notice that I love myself more and more every day. I love the way I look every day. I love the way I look more and more. The more I love myself, the more absolute beauty I manifest. The more I love the way I look, the more absolute beauty I manifest. I have absolute divine beauty. My beauty is otherworldly. My beauty is ethereal. My beauty is infinite. My beauty has no limits. My absolute beauty has no equal. My absolute beauty is increasing every day. My beauty is breathtaking. My beauty is drop dead gorgeous. No person alive can hope to match my beauty. My beauty is mystical, ethereal, and otherworldly. I am so beautiful. I put supermodels to shame just by waking up out of bed. No one, no matter how different their beauty standards may be, nobody can deny my beauty. People I am attracted to think I am the most beautiful and attractive person on the planet. People I am attracted to throw themselves at me and practically drool over my absolute beauty. People constantly compliment me on my absolute divine beauty. Every feature I have is divinely beautiful. My absolute divine beauty garners people's attention. People stop and stare at me because I am so divinely beautiful. People can't even think straight when they see me because they are mesmerized and awed by my absolute divine beauty. My beauty is so otherworldly that the most attractive people on the planet can't even hope to keep up with my divine otherworldly ethereal absolute beauty. My beauty is unfair. My beauty makes it impossible for a person to keep up with me in the area of physical attraction. My beauty is so powerful that it is impossible for me to look bad under any circumstance. At my absolute worst, I look like a supermodel on their best day. I am exceptionally beautiful. I am divinely beautiful. Everybody sees me as flawless and perfect. My beauty is otherworldly and inhuman. I am inhumanly beautiful. I am impossibly beautiful. I am drop dead gorgeous. Everybody is awed by my presence. I am spoken of as a heavenly beauty. The first impression people have of me is how divinely beautiful and attractive. I am ridiculously attractive to the point where people compare me to beautiful ethereal beings. I am radiantly beautiful. Everybody that I find attractive wants to desperately have sex with me. Anybody I come into contact with thinks I am extremely beautiful and compliments me. Anybody I find attractive worships the ground I walk on. My beauty is so divine and otherworldly that it makes me rare and one of a kind. I am so divinely beautiful.